Do you think us now all being, working remotely, will it lead to a paradigm shift in terms of culturally the way we view working from an office and working from home? Do you think if we're able to effectively work from home, that will give us greater flexibility and maybe move away from the traditional, have to come into the office at 8 a.m., clock out at 5 o'clock? Do you think this could lead to employers being more flexible with their employees in terms of how they go about their work?
Tatiana, you, me?
You can go ahead.
Either one of you
All
can
right.
take it. Well, I'll offer it to both of you.
Okay, as I said in the beginning, since early 2010s, late 2000, I'm working from home. Honestly, if you think about Sheikh road traffic, for example, in the morning, even though I live in JBR, I drive against the traffic.
Yeah.
If you think about the rent prices in Dubai, I know this has been recorded, but it's a bit high. Working from home could be maybe more effective. But again, I know there are some roles, like if you're on the bank's Swift team, you cannot work from home that much, right? Or if you are in the printing facility where you need to ensure that printer doesn't get jammed, you have to be physically there. Or if you're a doctor, for example, or a bus driver, how are you going to do it remotely? There are some roles that we cannot take remotely, but there are multiple roles where we can easily take remotely. Again, at Microsoft, for example, or here in the bank. Honestly, I remember myself traveling with them 5 days, 5 continents. I mean, I was in Istanbul for a meeting. I flew to South Africa for another meeting. From there, something urgent happened up. I had to fly to Las Vegas. And then I was in New Zealand for another meeting. Actually, 5-6 days. It was like 4 or 5 continents. Yes, because I could not do those in virtual environment. Where now, for example, yes, we could be shaking our hands the old traditional ways. We could be having a coffee, and we could be next to each other. But at the moment, the risk. I mean, this webinar can be. I mean, the 24th, for example, I was nominated by your media group. Thank you very much for CISO 50. It was great. It was going to be great to be here in JBR, where we're going to be all come together. But you done the right thing. We can do this maybe in 2 months again. But if I get sick and I have something hidden which I don't know, and then die, or more importantly, I don't know that I'm sick, and I go meet another few hundred people, and this is what's happening, right? I think that's the right thing. But for the future, I guess you're going to ask another question. I'll let Tatiana speak. I don't want to take the...
Yeah, just the same question to you, Tatiana, just in relation to Emaar, the sort of culture and the mindset there. You've obviously already indicated that you can work remotely, but some people in your company can't. So is there some people, within Emaar that will never be able to work remotely due to some of the jobs they have?
Yeah, it's definitely the case, and unfortunately, this is the job type you're choosing. So it's Emaar is broken into several different entities. So you take your hospitality entity, or you take your entertainment entity. Who's going to be running your hotels? Who's going to be servicing your cinemas? Who's going to be servicing your kidzania? Who's going to be looking after your kids? So these jobs definitely will never be able to work from home unless you're moving to this completely virtual experience in a hotel, which no one actually wants. So yes, we are in certain places looking at replacing this kind of need for heavy human capital by more efficient means, but some jobs will never be able to work remotely. But another thing we need to focus on is, why are we working from office? Like, why the positions that could be working from home are working from office, despite the fact that I would say people are as efficient. Sometimes people aren't as efficient. And despite the fact that I'm one of the people who says, listen, I'd like to wake up at 10 in the morning and have my coffee and then work on my laptop. Working home for 3 days made me beg my boss to actually move back to office. So I don't think this is cut out for, unfortunately, I don't think this is cut out for everyone. So
yeah, I think everyone's experience is different, as you say.
Yeah. Despite the fact that we think that our companies are keeping us back from being the most efficient we can and actually having a laptop and working in Saint-Tropez if I'm on a break in summer, despite the fact that this is what we think, we're trying to blame it on the wrong people. So yes, in fact, we do have VPN access now, but is it as efficient? It's not as efficient. Let me be very honest. If you've noticed what's happening with the global bandwidth of the internet now, so is it just the company? I think the worldwide internet is not yet ready to have everyone working from home. So
for example, a few days ago, it was off because of the global cable cut. I mean,
yes,
you know, it's not their fault. Something happened on the marine. The cable was cut, and here we go. I mean, even at Microsoft, I was used to say this a lot as well. Like cloud is only good as long as you are connected.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean,
and there is one simple requirement: connectivity. And
the requirement can be gone this fast.
And it happened. That's why I gave the example. I know it's usually not good to mention company names, but it was public news. It's not secret, right? And it was not their fault either.
There's been obviously a huge demand placed on networks.
You heard what Netflix did? They cut the full HD, HD. YouTube did the same.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I think it was Amazon. Netflix, Facebook, YouTube, they all, it was particularly in Europe, they all reduced the video quality.
Worldwide.
Oh, worldwide.
They did it worldwide.
Yes. So I'm just saying it's not usually, it's very good for employees to have like a scapegoat to blame. And it's because I'm one of the people who are guilty of saying, you know what, why don't we all work from home? And I had been begging for 2 weeks, why don't we work from home? And once we move to work from home, some people are not as efficient. Some people do not want to work from home, even if they're given, you know, this. And sometimes my kind of role, I can work from anywhere I want, but I've been literally in video calls and in conference calls over the past 3 days, starting 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. for things that could have been solved within 5 seconds. So we have an open environment. This is one of the places where I feel Emaar was really at the forefront, especially in the kind of industry. So we're not in the tech industry, not in the digital industry, but we've since I've joined the company, we've had open space offices. So it really makes a big difference. So I'm surrounded by the people I need, and within 5 seconds, I can get one task fully done. So I contact legal, I go straight to the COO, I just talk to finance. Within 5 minutes, you can get a whole project information done. So now organize a conference call everyone separately, send emails. So I'm saying, yes, it's a good, yes.
You know, I'm just, you know, all these technical issues. Then something happens during, like someone just, while you're talking, jumps in. Hello, it's Erdal here. I just joined the call. While the others are, I cannot hear. Then, you know, all this bandwidth issues, it's adding all this unnecessary pain to the meeting.
Yeah, and I do think even if we are to move partly virtual, virtual work, I do think there is an element of training as well. So maybe Zoom is one of the more straightforward platforms. You have platforms that are a bit more complicated. Open camera, don't open camera. You're in your like PJs, and then you thought the camera was not going to be on, and then it's suddenly on with your boss. So I'm saying like it's a more intricate issue than we usually thought it was. It's not just organize everyone's laptops with VPN, send them home. But I could see that on my team personally, I've seen some people are not as efficient, and unfortunately, that's the case in the world. So I do think part of the job will be made virtual, and it's part of what we're learning now. But if we do keep an instance for operational people staying in operations, and even people who get the flexibility to work from home, could be a choice that they would like to have this communal work vibe to work from.